He had been fishing on the ice for 3 days without catching a single fish. Suddenly bubbles began to rise from the hole in the ice. Sensing something strange, he turned around to run away. But the bubbles in the hole grew larger and larger. With a loud roar, a water dragon surged up and opened its mouth toward him. It swallowed Jack in a single bite. Jack was drenched by the freezing river water. Then, in just an instant, the man was completely frozen solid. But as he shivered and looked down, he was surprised to find a fish inside his bucket. Jack, who hadn't caught a fish in 3 days, was thrilled. He hurried home to chop wood and start a fire. He neatly arranged the utensils and seasonings on the table. But just as Jack finished preparing to cook the fish,
Лаврушечку не забудь.
Ага, точно.
Jack froze in shock and turned his head. It was the fish in the bucket talking to him. Jack immediately hid under the table. He cautiously lifted his head to take another look. The fish greeted Jack once again. Jack finally believed what he was seeing was real. It turned out she was a fish princess from the river. Tired of the dull life underwater, she wanted to live a different life on land. Looking at the talking fish princess, Jack gave up the idea of eating her. He placed her beside his bed, but suddenly the entire house began to shake. The house slowly rose from the ground before Jack could react. His bed and stove shot out together. After a while, the stove finally came to a stop. The snow-covered land began to melt. The whole land was slowly turning into an oasis. When Jack carried the bucket to the shore, the fish in the bucket had disappeared. As Jack turned to look for her, a voice came from behind him. The fish had transformed into a beautiful young woman. She wore a cloak made of fish scales. Whoever wore it could breathe underwater. Then the princess handed the cloak to Jack. She told him that if he presented this treasure to the king, he would be able to marry the princess of the kingdom. After hearing this, Jack rushed into the royal palace. He hurriedly declared he had come to offer the treasure and marry the princess. But when everyone saw Jack's messy clothes, they immediately took him as a joke. Before Jack could take out the fish scales, the guards threw him out of the palace. After hearing about Jack's ordeal, the princess decided to go with him to find another treasure. Legend says that treasure can grant any wish, but no one knows what price it demands. What Jack is about to face is a truth far more terrifying than any miracle.